Picture this for a second. Imagine an Indian pilot, let's call him Captain Arjun, flying a massive Air India aircraft high over the city of Dubai. The engines are humming, he is thousands of miles from home, and he's cruising through foreign skies. Now, if I stopped you right there and asked, hey, is he working inside India's economy right now? Well, you'd probably say, no, of course not. He's over Dubai. But as you'll see, economics tells a completely different story, and the real answer might actually surprise you.
So here is the big question. If a commercial plane is operating way outside a country's physical borders, whose economy is it actually in? This is the exact kind of scenario that completely trips up countless students when they're trying to calculate a country's wealth. It's confusing, right? I mean, what are we really tracking here? The geography of the sky, the actual metal of the plane, or maybe the passport of the pilot flying it? To solve this mystery without just, guessing, we have to look at a really specific concept. We basically need to split how economists view the world into two totally distinct categories. It's kind of like a giant puzzle. On one side of our map, we have domestic territory, which wraps around the physical globe. And on the flip side, we have national territory, which is anchored by people and their passports. Mixing these two up, that's a fatal flaw when you're dealing with national income accounting.
All right, let's zoom in on the first piece of the puzzle, domestic territory. Now, this is fundamentally about where economic entities operate, and it expands way, way beyond just the geographical dirt and landmass of a country. Let's look at a different example for a second. Consider a big Japanese company manufacturing cars right inside India. Although the owners are completely foreign, the actual production takes place within India's domestic territory. Because of that, boom, it contributes directly to India's domestic product.
See, a country's domestic territory actually stretches out far beyond the borders you see on a standard map. Yes, it includes the inland territory, for sure, but it also includes things like exclusive economic zones, where ships operate out in designated ocean waters. And, absolutely crucial for our pilot, it includes designated economic airspace and the physical planes operating in it. Because Air India controls that asset, the inside of that plane is essentially a flying piece of India. Crazy, right? Now, let's flip the script and look at national territory. This concept throws physical borders completely out the window. Instead, it focuses entirely on the concept of belonging. It includes all citizens who are deemed residents, whether they are inside the country or halfway across the world. In this bucket, it really doesn't matter where your feet are planted on the globe. What matters is who you are and where your primary economic interest lies. So what does this actually mean for us? Well, if you're considered a resident citizen, your economic contribution falls squarely under this national umbrella, alongside the costs of the resources used in your production. Think of it like this. While domestic territory strictly cares about the where, national territory cares entirely about the who. An Indian resident earning an income abroad is still adding to the national calculation, regardless of what foreign soil they happen to occupy at the time. Okay, so if you are a CBSE economics student, grab a pen, because here is the ultimate golden rule you need to remember. Domestic territory focuses on where production happens. These are the physical and legal boundaries we use to calculate gross domestic product, or GDP. On the other hand, national territory focuses on who earns the income. Citizens and residents, regardless of their location on Earth, and we use this to calculate gross national product, or GNP. Which brings us right back to our opening mystery. Captain Arjun, flying in foreign skies over Dubai, is operating a business entity within recognized economic airspace. That plane is legally an extension of India's economic borders. Therefore, his flight directly contributes to the home country's domestic territory, and by extension, its gross domestic product. Mystery officially solved. Understanding the complexities of the world is just so much easier when we look at actual airplanes, real factories, and everyday people. If you're studying CBSE Class 11 and 12 economics, or if you're just prepping for competitive exams, you can master these exact concepts through real-world business stories. Check out econmaster.in to learn more and join us. But hey, before you go, I want you to think about this. If an Indian doctor performs a complex surgery entirely via remote robotics on a patient sitting in a hospital in London, whose economy just grew? Keep learning and keep asking those tough questions.